Hello peeps, I'm TheGunakinGalaxy and welcome back to another episode of the tutorial series. Now today I have this machine for you guys, and as you could have seen by the title, this is an elite class cloak ability. Now you probably know that I'm working on a new map, or yeah, I just started and made all these abilities, but I haven't done that much about it yet. But this ability is just getting cloaked for the elite class, because when you're elite class, it's more like some fancy spy kind of guy who goes around all fancy and stuff and then kills people by assassination. It's more like an assassin class, but I like saying elite better. So that's why it's called the elite class cloak. Now this ability is just like it said, it's a cloak ability, but it's a little bit more than just a cloak ability. Because what this does, I have a daylight sensor in my inventory, and as soon as I put this in my 17 item slot, that's the slot right here, you can see I will get resistance 3. Now this is because when you get cloaked, of course, you're a little bit weak and you can't put armor on because people will see you by your armor. So that's why I put this ability in there, so that if you have the daylight sensor in there, you'll just able to leave your armor off and still be a little bit stronger than usual. So it's like invisible armor, you could say it like that. Now, as you might have noticed, I have a Ghast there in my inventory as well as a spider egg. And as soon as I pop this Ghast there, you'll see I get weakness 3 and invisibility. Now the only downside of this is that you can't see the item you have holding right here, so that's the Ghast here. But I thought it was a little bit small, so maybe when you're around the corner like this and people are standing over there in the distance, they might not see, or just like this in a block, they won't see it. So you can do a little bit of tricks with that, so they won't be able to see you at all. Now the weakness is for it to be not so OP, because you could just cloak and then get your sword out and then murder everybody's faces. Now because of the weakness, it won't be that OP. Now as you can see right here, I'm now going to spawn a spider right there. If I pop the Ghast here, I will get weakness again, and I'm so weak that I can't even damage the spider. So you will have to uncloak to be able to damage the spider, or just players for just multiplayer things. So that's how this works, and I'm now going to show you how. Alright, so as always, we have the usual clock right here with just fill and minus redstone block and fill plus air, and then you have the clock running right here. I'll put all the commands in the description below so you can play with it yourself. I will also put a download link to this whole machine in the description, so don't worry about the commands. Now the next command block right next to it, what the command block is triggering, or clock is triggering, is it will test for a player with a daylight sensor, daylight detector named right here, in the 17th item slot. So that's the one right here. Now if it is in there, you can see right here, this clock will be triggered, which will trigger this command block and this command block. Now this command block will affect the player with resistance for 1 second times 2, so that's resistance 3, and will hide the particles so you can be seen by the particles. Now it will also trigger this command block, and that is testing if you have in your first inventory slot you have selected the Ghast here. So if I would put this in there, it won't be triggered by just having the Ghast here in there. You need to hold the Ghast here in order for this to work, else you could just be cloaked all the time and it would be way too OP again. So let's get this one out, and then we are going to look to what the last clock is doing. Now this clock is running these two command blocks right here. The first one will affect the player with invisibility times 0 for 1 second, and will also hide the particles again. Now the last one will affect the player with weakness for 1 second times 2, so weakness 3, and it will hide the particles again. So that's pretty much how this works. It's a pretty simple device if you think about it, but you can play with it a little bit, can change the commands into other effects or other items if you want to, and then you can make a whole load of devices with different abilities. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. If you have a reason for it, make sure to slap that like button very big. Also, if you're new to the channel and you want more content, make sure to subscribe as well. And if you have any ideas for the for like power-ups or weapons for the map, leave them in the description, in the comments down below, so I can read them and maybe implement them, and you will see your item, ability, or tool, weapon, whatever, in the tutorial series. It's awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say. I'm TheGunakinGalaxy, and I'll see you peeps all later. Have a good game, and bye bye.